small village in Bihar. After his 12th, joined the IF as an airman equivalent to Sepoy in army. Continued his studies in service and after completing his graduation, cleared the CDS exam and became a commissioned officer in the army. In the army, he led intense counter-terrorism battles in Kashmir that also earned him Sena Medal Gallantry for killing 6 terrorists in multiple operations. During this, he also got an insight into the terrorist's mind and the way he thinks. In one of the operations in a village, the concerned terrorists, assured of their death, made one last desperate attempt and rushed out, charging at him. Though the terrorists were killed in the battle that followed, but a burst of bullets also hit his face, tearing through his jaw, throat, and neck. His being alive is nothing less than a miracle. In his new life, he began to express himself through his pen and voice. Stories of the courage and sacrifice through poems, documentaries, live talks, and created a light and sound show that runs at Balidan Stambh in Jammu, conceived, written, and narrated by him. He also gives live commentaries at various solemn occasions at Doordarshan that include Army Day parades and the inauguration of the National War Memorial. He has been awarded Army Commander's Commendation cards twice for his patriotic creations. He took PMR, that is premature retirement, some call it voluntary retirement, from the army in 2018. The latest Gillette ad, based on his life and featuring him, has become the highest viewed Gillette ad ever in the world. When this present COVID situation crisis broke out, he formally communicated to the government his willingness to help in whatever way. He is presently giving his services to the COVID-affected people out there and care in the hospital in Mumbai. This human being is none other than Lieutenant Colonel Manoj Kumar Sinha. Sena Medal, Senior, retired, is not just inspiring but also intensifying humanity to his best possible extent. So welcome, Colonel. It's an honor and my pleasure to have you today on my show, and it's an honor to, talk to you and know about your life, your story, and we'll learn a lot from you today. So welcome once again to my show.
Thank you, Samdata. Thank you. And there's too grand an introduction that you've given me. I'm a simple human being. Nothing great about it. But then thank you for all that introduction that you've given. And namaskar to all the viewers.
Your words speak more than your words. So, of course, your contribution is priceless. So, Colonel, let me ask you the first question. So, as I mentioned, that your contribution speaks a lot about you today. But I want to hear from you directly that how exactly does this journey begin?
The journey of what? The contribution you're talking of?
The journey in the army. And then, of course, the contribution, yeah.
Right. The journey in the army, I'll be very frank. That I actually joined the army, naukri karne ke liye bharti hua tha. Just filled up the form, applied, and it went in. As you introduced that I was an airman, then one thinks of going ahead, moving up in a career. So I went CDS and got it. But only it's in the army that I went, when I went there. And, there's a bit of background to before I joined the army, the kind of a person that I was. I don't know if I'll try and explain you that before you understand what I did in the army, because that's very relative. As the Gillette ad shows, that my dad always wanted me to be tough and strong, and that's what I was trying to do. But there was something else that I didn't have to try at all, and that was that I was a very peace-loving man who believed that peace to me was a very simple, common sense and logical, and why should somebody not be wanting to live in peace is what I believed in. And I'll not get into the details of my childhood, but that's what I was. And the second thing that I believed is that about a faith, a very simple common sense faith that I had is that there is some power you need to bow down to. And it was like personal totally. My dad was in Air Force, so we used to keep moving from one place to another, and जो भी मंदिर दिख जाता था, for the next few months that was my God. कोई बड़े तीर्थ में चले गए तो फिर अब अगले 2-3 महीने वही होते थे. कोई त्योहार आ गया, दिवाली आ गई, तो अगले 3-4 महीने फिर भगवान राम का नाम लेते थे. जन्माष्टमी आ गया तो कृष्ण का नाम लेते थे, फिर अगले 3 महीने फिर को जो दिख गया उसमें चलते रहते थे। और मैं ऐसा कोई भक्त नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था, जस्ट दैट भगवान को साधारण तुच्छ व्यक्ति कब याद करता है, जब कोई अच्छा वक्त आता है या बुरा वक्त आता है। बुरा वक्त आया, एग्जाम आएगा तो भगवान को याद करना, और फिर या कुछ अच्छा हो गया, अच्छे नंबर आ गए या कुछ अच्छा हो गया तो एक थैंक यू बोलने के लिए भगवान का नाम चाहिए। दैट्स अबाउट ऑल वाज माय फेथ, बट दैट इज व्हाट इट इज। And third was that because my dad was in Air Force, and we used to travel a lot from one place to another. In those days of trains, not very long, they're not faster trains there and there. You used to take from Bangalore to Bihar to reach in 4 days. And I used to be fascinated by, watching India through the windows of the trains and buses and wherever I went. Fortunately, that was fascinating. Like नदियाँ निकल रही हैं, पेड़ निकल रहे हैं, खेत निकल रहे हैं, and it was like kind of an endless thing for me. So India, yeah, I knew that academically, I knew that there is a boundary, there is a geography, but perception में, I always felt India तो यार खत्म नहीं होता कहीं. It's like we can't perceive that इस वक्त हम ऊपर हैं तो धरती में कहीं नीचे भी होगा ना. Academically we know it, but वो कहीं नीचे भी होगा, कोई साइड वाला होगा जो धरती के इस तरफ है, तो उसके लिए ये ऊपर होगा. Something like that. So this was the 3 things that I believed in, and that is the man who joined the Indian Army, just as a job, nothing else. And when I joined the Indian Army, and then I went first posting, they all do it in Kashmir, mein gaya main. And I was taken, and then I reached my company headquarters, and company said, like, then I started walking ahead with my men, and there came a point when the soldier walking next to me tapped on my shoulders and said, "Saab yahi ruko." मैंने कहा क्या हो गया? बोलो साहब यहाँ पर बॉर्डर आ जाता है. And then he pointed and showed me an दुश्मन का पोस्ट, एंड ही टोल्ड कि बोलो इससे आगे फिर विल बी शॉट. एंड माय परसेप्शन ऑफ इंडिया, that it was endless, and I was seeing the boundary, and even that boundary there was someone standing in front of me who was challenging it, who didn't believe in those boundaries. And then when I looked back, for me it was a different India. My perception began to change for the first time. Then as part of the military duties, you were supposed to be knowing about the enemy, so various means, so I went through the same drills and procedures, the documents that my unit had about the enemy information, the intercepts of the radios, talks that they had, and all those things. And to understand the enemy, I went through those things. And then we also used to listen to live conversation of the enemy at times, whenever we could break into their communication. And then as I gained in confidence, I began to make an attempt to talk to them. And that happened. I continued to do that. I was still having that firm belief that, why should someone not want to live in peace? Kyun ladega? I still had that firm belief. I told you, I was a child who couldn't even kill a chicken. I couldn't slaughter a chicken. That was the man who entered the army. That was naturally that came to me. Tough and strong was what my dad wanted me to. And I wanted to be that, yeah. And then I came out of Kashmir and went back, and I continued that journey. And I had conversations with them, and at some point I got convinced that these guys are beyond logic, beyond common sense. I used to talk to them about, after having the military part of it, whatever you want to do, I also used to make an attempt to talk to them about, democracy, peace, faith even. And then at some point of time, I felt that these guys are different. And the guy, the child or the man, even as a grown-up man who could not slaughter a chicken, was now ready, not only ready, desperate to chop off heads. Because here was my belief of my nation that it is endless. And here I was coming across a man who didn't even believed in whatever India that existed. He believed that he can even further break it. And he had that belief at that moment of time. Today, things are slightly different. So probably the world is getting getting this notion straighter that, India is a different country. But I'm talking of that time, 93, 94, 95 and all. So at time, they really had, the terrorists had really, they believed they were coming back from Afghanistan, having beaten beaten the Soviet forces and all. They were gung-ho and very confident that तोड़ देंगे, and मन में आया कि हलवा है क्या, तोड़ देंगे. So वहां से हुआ, and then I started off. Then it was easy for me once I was convinced that there are people on this earth who don't deserve to be living even a single moment of the next breath. अगली सांस का उनको हक नहीं है. जो इस देश की अस्तित्व पर प्रश्न उठाता है या सोचता भी है, तो मेरे हिसाब से उसको अगली सांस लेने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है. एंड उसमें हुआ, फिर then I got shot and all those things. एंड उसके बाद यस, कंट्रीब्यूशन तो मैं नहीं कहूँगा समझता मैंने कुछ किया है. जब भारत में पैदा हुए हैं, भाग्य है हमारा. मैं समझता हूँ व्यक्तिगत रूप से कि आई एम फॉर्चुनेट टू बी बोर्न इन दिस लैंड कॉल्ड भारत. एंड इसके लिए तो जितना कर रहे हैं उतना कम है. और जो आपने आज मुझसे बात कर रही हैं, जो आपने नाम लिए, जो मुझे थोड़ा बहुत सम्मान दिया है, जिसकी वजह से आज लोग मिलते हैं, बात करते हैं, वो सब इस सेना का दिया हुआ है, इस देश का ही दिया हुआ है. तो however I can pay back, it's going to be less and less and less and less and less. And that's about it. I'll try and keep doing it. What I can do. You can say that I don't know of any other way how to, live. That's the only way I know, probably. ज़्यादा दिमाग नहीं है.
Sir, there is no, words like the experiences that you had, the real scenarios that you had to face. I cannot even comprehend that. So related to this, I also want to ask you, so you also spread the message that conflicts are also important, whereas people are trying to, stop all kinds of conflicts, and they are just trying to, solve everything without actually proper resolving any kind of issues or something. So why do you think that conflicts are also important?
देखिए, एक धर्म और अधर्म की लड़ाई है. It's a battle between dharma and adharma. And please don't mistake me for dharma to be religion, right? Dharma has a different meaning in India. We have misused it. We have abused this word. But religion as such, the word called religion is in every language, also is a reflection of the culture from where that language is born. So wherever this word religion was born, it must have been a culture there, but it doesn't exist in India. So dharma is all about the living, existing as per the cosmic laws. ब्रह्म नियम जो है, प्रकृति के नियम है, ब्रह्मांड के जो नियम है, जो उचित है, जो नैतिक रूप से, morally, ethically, which is right, just being that is following dharma. That's about all. It's got nothing to do with the God or the form of God that you worship and the methodology that you follow to worship.
So are you saying like a duty, responsibility?
Yes.
Your own duty.
What is right and what is wrong? It's simple.
Right. Yeah.
No, whenever there is a wrong and whenever there is a battle between right and a wrong, right? If there is a point, as I told you, in my personal experience in Kashmir, when I got convinced that these guys cannot understand commonsensical logic of peace, then I was absolutely no remorse, absolutely no hesitation.
What happened at that point of time? What did you try to do, and how did you understand that these terrorists are not even understanding anything? क्या हुआ था उस point?
I don't know, it will become kind of controversial because it is related to a particular that word which is not Indian, called religion. But then if someone is made to believe, rightly or wrongly, I haven't read any of those religious books, including the so-called faith that I follow. But if someone is made to convince that this is what the Almighty has told you to do, and he begins to believe it, तो उसमें क्या logic बताएं फिर उसको? Rightly or wrongly, I'm not getting into that. Who's done that? Whether it, कैसे उनको ये brainwash किया गया है? But then he believes that this, whatever he is doing, which we feel is wrong, killing of people, whatever, rape, murder, and killing of people, innocent children, violence in the per se, सब मिला के देखा जाए, is wrong. He feels justified. He says it's the word of God. तो I knew कि अब इसके आगे logic नहीं चलेगा. this man, this person doesn't deserve to exist on this earth. तो जब भी ये धर्म और अधर्म की लड़ाई आती है, तो I do not know who is the power to decide. That is a very, very responsible thing. But then whoever is that person who can decide that, then there's no chance. The conflict has to be there. We cannot. Otherwise the wrongs, the अधर्म की शक्तियां ताकतवर हो जाएंगी, शक्तिशाली हो जाएंगी. So then there is a conflict. It has to be there. One cannot shy away from that, and they need to be destroyed, killed, eliminated, uprooted forever. So that is where the conflict has to come. You can't watch it. In a normal, in a normal life, if you see something happening wrong, a woman being, you going and you see that a child is being threatened, beaten, what do? You just watch it. A woman is being molested, what do? You just watch it. And you try, or या उसको प्रवचन देना शुरू करेंगे. A conflict you have to get into that conflict. If you're not getting into that conflict, then you are wrong. You have to get into that conflict. There's no other option.
So people try to save themselves that, okay, it's not my problem, so let's not just get in a conflict, let it happen. Only when it comes हमारे पे जब आता है तो ही हम उसको like लेते हैं कि अच्छा चलो प्रॉब्लम आ गया, अभी से सॉल्व करना है या कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में जाना है या समथिंग लाइक दैट.
सबसे बड़ा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जो है ना, फिजिकल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट एक बाहर दिखता है. सबसे बड़ा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अपनी इन कॉन्शियस वी ऑल गो थ्रू.
वेरी ट्रू.
If you avoid that conflict, then you will get into a kind of a conflict within yourself that will not let you sleep even a single moment of your life peacefully.
Very beautifully said.
You're actually not avoiding a conflict. You're getting into a very, very deep, serious conflict that will destroy you.
Yeah. Very, very straightforward and very beautifully put that context related to this. So related to this, I have this question. I was watching this video where you were in tears when you took off your uniform for the last time.
Yes.
So why were you in tears when you took off your uniform in the last time?
For a soldier, to be taking off the uniform of his body forever is like peeling off your skin from your body. So it hurts.
If that is the case, then why did you leave the army?
Because there are certain battles for the country which cannot be fought in uniform. And so I thought I need to fight those battles. So that's why I left the army.
Jaise ki, what kind of battles? Like, can you please explain it a bit?
You see, because I told you, the country and the nation is bigger than even the army. Though the army and the soldier is the most important part of a country. That's another thing that I believe in, and which is true. It's not that I believe in. But then otherwise, yes, the country is bigger than the army. And there's certain battles of perceptions which is happening. There's a perception battle which is being, again, we are being pushed into it. We never believed into it. As Indian Bharatiya Sabhyata hai, Sanskriti hai, we're kind of passive people around se rehte hain hum log. We don't believe in these things. But then again, it is being imposed on us. The perceptions are being destroyed through whatever means and things. This freedom of expression is a very nice thing to listen to and feel that I have a freedom of expression. This is being misused because people don't understand what is freedom. Because there's no freedom without responsibility. That is both एक साथ package है. It doesn't come separate. अलग-अलग नहीं आता. So the freedom ke saath, what people are picking up is the freedom and not the responsibility. So then, so whatever it is, so those perceptions need to be fought. And I feel that everybody who has got a power to influence a perception in favor of the country is a soldier of this perception battle. It could be a journalist, it could be anybody on a keyboard who's sitting on doing something, typing something regarding national issues, any of the issues of its country, past, present, future, whatever. And it could be a creative man, people in the films, people in the televisions, artists, writers, books, everybody with the power. You are sitting right now, you have a mic in front of you, so you have that power. And everybody with that power, जो थोड़ा है या ज़्यादा है, इस संघर्ष का धारणा के, युद्ध के, संघर्ष का वो सिपाही है, और ये उसका कर्तव्य है।
Oh, I mean that's just so powerful. In that single line, आपने सब कुछ कह दिया. Like everybody has that power. For your power to come out, आपको जरूरी नहीं है कि you just hold a gun and stand always in the border or in the army or in the uniform. If you want to do for the country, you can do it with whatever potential and power you have.
I'll be very frank. Today, the perception battle at times, I won't say always, but at times seems to be even more important in the battle that is being fought in the borders. And that is how important it is. And it is, as I told you, everybody with this power, whether it is the mic or the pen or whatever it is actually a soldier possessed with a weapon. He owns a weapon. And the point is, what do you use that weapon for? Do you use it against the country? You use it for the country? Or are you using that, weapon in a circus to, show your firing skills and earn some money? That's also one way people are doing it. But अगर आपके पास हथियार है, हथियार चलाने का सामर्थ्य है, शक्ति है, और आप उस स्थिति में है, you are in a position, it is your bona fide duty to please use it. If for this nation, and that is very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's so powerful. So my next question to you is, Colonel, I have heard your poetries and it's mind blowing. So पहले तो मैं आपको request करूंगी कि एक आप poetry सुनाए, and I want to know that when did this start actually? कब start हुआ ये poetry का journey?
When I got injured, the bullet went through my face and neck. So actually I had accepted that it's over. Not that I had accepted it is over. I was living that moment, whatever it is. नियति है, भाग्य है, कर्म है, जो मिलेगा वो I can't evade it. So तब पता नहीं क्या हुआ कि it is at that time that for the first time after this injury, and maybe probably even during my process when I was struggling through the injury, is that creative वाला थोड़ा सा आया. I wanted to express अभिव्यक्ति की तड़प थी. And I didn't know later on that it is, obviously school, college गए हैं तो पता है कि इसको कविता कहते हैं. But I personally feel when you do not know, when you're cornered, when I'm cornered and I do not know how to express this emotion, then easiest way is to come out with a poem. तो वरना समझाने में घंटे लगते हैं जो बात वही कविता में कुछ मिनटों में समझा सकता है आदमी, अभिव्यक्ति भी कर सकता है. You can express yourself. So that is what it is. So for the first time it is there in the ICU bed when he is probably struggling, living those moments of life and death. Is that first few moments, like वहां पर पहला input गया था, which in the hospital really दिमाग में आ गया था. Later on, whenever I could gain the strength to pick up a pen, so I put it, and not for anybody to listen. It can continue to lay in my diaries for years and years. I never told it anywhere. My wife used to say कि कहीं तो सुनाया करो, दिखाया करो. I never did that. It's just that about 7-8 साल पहले, मतलब before I left, about 4 years before I left the army, 6 साल, हाँ, 6 years from now, that it started coming out. People started liking it, and that's how my journey began. सरस्वती का थोड़ा सा आशीर्वाद है, कलम में बैठी हैं, वाणी में बैठी हैं. तो I kept on getting those opportunities that you mentioned in the introduction, and I'm so grateful to God. So that is how it happened.
Okay, तो अभी एक poetry.
So poetry means I'll tell you the first paragraph of the first poetry that came. It came in both, in that struggle when I was going through after the injury. एक लड़ाई खत्म हुई, दूसरी शुरू. एक लड़ाई खत्म हुई, दूसरी शुरू. वो लड़ाई शत्रु से थी, ये लड़ाई मृत्यु से है. वो लड़ाई सम्मान की थी, ये लड़ाई प्राण की है. एक लड़ाई खत्म हुई, दूसरी शुरू. लड़ाई वो भी थी मुश्किल, पर ये थोड़ी ज्यादा है. And then it goes the entire poetry. So that was my first attempt to write it.
Wow, I mean, just like you mentioned, right? Things which you want to share in 1 or 2 hours, you can just do in few lines within few seconds, and this is so powerful. Forget, it's beautiful, of course, but it's also so powerful. I mean,
Hmm.
I have to admit. But आपकी poetry है जो बहुत famous है, and you also have shared in videos and other places as well. So I would definitely request you to say that. I mean, recite that.
हर फेमस हो गई बिकॉज अगेन एज थोड़ी देर पहले वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाई डू यू बिलीव इन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. So this question was always being asked. I felt I needed to, wherever anybody wanted, why do you believe so? So it was in that, again, as I told you, when you don't know how to explain convincingly, then poetry is the most convenient way, and that is how it came. Ki, mm, it's about history from a soldier's point of view. इतिहास की मोटी पुस्तक, इतिहास की मोटी पुस्तकें वो अनगिनत अध्याय, हर कालखंड के मानचित्र वो अक्षर या रेखाएं उन पीले सफेद पन्नों पर किसी स्याही से लिखी हैं. यदि सोचते हो ऐसा तो ये तुम्हारा भ्रम है. राइट, यू गेटिंग इट ना, व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू नो. For the English understanding, history book,
Yes,
the
yes.
maps and the text that is written, it uses lines and it uses words. So that is what it says, that पीले सफेद पन्नों पर किसी स्याही से लिखी है. सोचते हो ऐसा तो ये तुम्हारा भ्रम है. क्योंकि कागज पर वो स्याही, क्योंकि कागज पर वो स्याही जो कहानी बताती है, उससे पहले कौन सी कहानी, वो जो मानचित्र बदल जाते हैं, कोई राजा जीत गया, सो द मैप चेंजेस, द स्टोरी चेंजेस. क्योंकि कागज पर वो स्याही जो कहानी बताती है, उससे पहले इस धरती पर किसी के खून से लिखी जाती है. क्योंकि नियति है यदि खून तो बहेगा, या हम करे वार या फिर शत्रु करेगा. यू वांट मी टू गो अहेड, वी हैव टाइम.
Please go ahead.
राइट, आई गिव यू ना. अब कुछ उदाहरण देता हूं मैं इतिहास से आपको. पहले, संग्राम यदि अहिंसा का था, संग्राम यदि अहिंसा का था तो जलियांवाला क्या था. हिंदी चीनी भाई भाई तो 62 क्यों घटा था. बस से गए लाहौर प्रेम से तो कारगिल क्यों फटा था. So that these three instances where we believed that we will resolve everything through talks, and that is what is the result, right? Now the next examples that I'll give is where we knew, the people concerned knew that नहीं talk से काम नहीं बनेगा, right? So the last line was बस से गए लाहौर प्रेम से तो कारगिल क्यों फटा था. पर जब हमने किया था वार तो शत्रु टुकड़ों में बटा था. मैं सन 71 की बात कर रहा हूं. जब हमने किया था वार तो शत्रु टुकड़ों में बटा था. रावण हो या दुर्योधन, अस्तित्व तो खून से ही मिटा था. यदि सोचते हो अन्यथा तो ये तुम्हारा भ्रम है. सो इफ यू थिंक रावण, मतलब लॉर्ड कृष्णा एंड राम अंडरस्टूड दैट ब्लड हैज टू फ्लो, so that it is, they knew beyond this there's no point talking. They tried their best. So that is what it is. मुझ पे ना हो विश्वास, इफ यू स्टिल डोंट बिलीव मी, मुझ पे ना हो विश्वास तो कोई चिकित्सक तुम्हें बताएगा. छोटी मोटी फुंसी हो तो ठंडा मलहम लगाएगा. पर घाव यदि नासूर बना, पर घाव यदि नासूर बना तो फोड़े को चिरवाएगा. अंग अगर कोई सड़ जाए तो काट के उसे हटाएगा. और करना पड़े जो शल्य, शल्य मतलब ऑपरेशन, और करना पड़े जो शल्य तो खून अवश्य बहेगा. यदि सोचते हो अन्यथा तो ये तुम्हारा भ्रम है. इसके बाद है कोई प्रेम का मलहम, इफ यू स्टिल डोंट एग्री, है कोई प्रेम का मलहम तो जाकर उन्हें लगा दो. हाफिज नकवी अजहर को तुम प्रेम से यहां बुलवा लो. उन जानवरों में इंसान अगर है तो उसको तुम जगा दो. और कर लो तुम जो ऐसा, आई एम रेडी टू बैक आउट इफ यू कैन डू दिस. ऑल दोज पीपल हु से दैट वी डोंट नीड टू शेड ब्लड, और कर लो तुम जो ऐसा, जो चाहे मुझे सजा दो, वरना करने दो मुझे अपना काम, तुम बैठो और मजा लो. क्योंकि सोचते हो अन्यथा तो ये तुम्हारा भ्रम है. एंड द लास्ट इज, मेरी बात की जो उपेक्षा. If you ignore what we say as soldiers, मेरी बात की जो उपेक्षा तो कर लो फिर प्रतीक्षा. फिर होगा पुलवामा, मुंबई, या जहां शत्रु की इच्छा. बहेगा सिर्फ हमारा खून. यू ऑल रिमेंबर CST प्लेटफॉर्म, ट्राइडेंट होटल और ताज में किस फर्श पे किसका खून था. बहेगा सिर्फ हमारा खून जो देगी यही शिक्षा. नियति है यदि खून तो बहेगा, या हम करें वार या फिर शत्रु करें. I hope you've answered that question, that why conflicts are important.
I'm speechless. I mean, I'm listening to you again. I mean, the way you say it and आपके जो शब्द है वहां पे, वो ऐसा लगता है कि वो चीड़ के जा रहा है. It's so powerful and it's actually fact. What everything you have written. So it's beautiful, and hats off to your this talent as well. And keep writing more and more poems.
Yeah,
And
poems. I am ready with 2 scripts, and I'm one television program. All with a message. What मेरे को और कुछ आता नहीं है, मतलब इससे ज्यादा आता नहीं है. देश और देश से संबंधित से कुछ बातें करने के अलावा ज्यादा आता नहीं है. Those are the things, and that is what.
no, that's ultimately beautiful, and really you should continue this. And in fact, did you publish any book on poetry or anything?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Are you planning to do so?
If it comes along, yes.
It should be published, and you have to publish a book because आपके पास इतने सारे poetry है और इतने awesome poetry है. It should reach maximum number of people.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for reciting that for all of us, and it was amazing. So during this time, I also know that you have been taken voluntarily to help all the COVID patients and help the people out there during this situation. But unfortunately, you were also one of the victim of COVID recently, and thankfully, fortunately, you are here today with us, and by God's grace, we are able to have this discussion with you today. So good to see you back from the COVID fight, fighting it again, and sitting here with us. So my question to you is, how did you land up working in a COVID hospital?
And when the lockdown happened, I was sitting at my home watching, like everybody, what is happening all around, and it was appearing to be a very, very difficult battle. That is another battle that was happening in the country. And I wasn't very feeling comfortable that I am watching it from the sidelines. And then I just came along that the government is looking for volunteers, though they were volunteer ex-armies guys, but it was very clearly mentioned that they're looking for medical people, and I was not. So I wrote it to them officially in a mail that, look, I am not a medical guy, but if I can be of any use, anything, kuch bhi karwa lo yaar. So I wrote that, and after 10-12 दिन तो कुछ नहीं आया, then they called me. So that's how it is, and then I ended up there, and whatever they wanted me to do. And initially I didn't know what role I can fit in because medical knowledge मेरा zero है. But fortunately then things happened, and then I got into the administration of that hospital, which was actually starting from a scratch, So I'm so glad I got that opportunity to be of some use to this country and people. And yes.
And we are so glad that, first of all, thank you so much for all your contributions you have been continuously doing, and even during this time. So wholeheartedly, thank you from behalf of all of us. And yes, it's a pleasure seeing you today with us because, COVID has taken so many lives, and we all know what is happening, and you have been seeing it yourself.
We should not make these deaths, I do not know what is the right word.
Yeah.
बहुत ज़्यादा हम लोग इसको वो बना दे रहे हैं, हवा बना रहे हैं, मतलब.
Is it because of media? What do you think? Why is it happening?
मीडिया की बात में बात, एक बार बोलते हैं ना, so many lives lost.
Yeah.
क्या वो अमर थे? Would they have lived till eternity?
Mortal.
Nobody was, right? So why are we thinking इसकी वजह से हो गया? Otherwise he could have lived on for eternity. Yeah, 400 साल रहता आदमी. So everybody has to go. There's just a reason. COVID is just one of those reasons, So and yeah, it's not that great a reason as the greatest reason one can ever find to leave your body. I don't call it death because death is only of the body. The greatest reason that is to die fighting the enemies of the country. And in a sense, at times I feel, I was unfortunate, I lost that opportunity. So ठीक है, but इतना वो नहीं है कि इतने आदमी चले गए अमर थोड़े ना थे यार, कोई आदमी. Nobody was. जिंदगी ये कर्म है लिखा है, अगर कर्म में इतना ही लिखा है तो इतना ही लिखा है, आगे है तो आगे है. We all need to believe. हम धर्म के ऊपर इतना, ईश्वर के ऊपर इतनी लड़ाई करते हैं यहाँ पर, कोई मानता नहीं है ईश्वर ने इतना ही लिखा है तो इतना ही लिखा है यार. That's about it. So that is what it is. Because when I was going in, my well wishes and all that, like family, everybody was telling like, क्यों? मैंने कहा यार और मतलब what do I do? Like I don't know how else to react.
That's a very practical point that you shared, and it's a fact actually. We cannot, जैसे आपने कहा ना, सच है, कुछ सही है या गलत है, and सही गलत की बात नहीं है. It's a fact that is happening, just like you mentioned.
I survived the battle injury. I survived the COVID. So does that mean मैं अमर रहूँगा?
Of course not. And it's a fact that you are here and others are not, and some are also getting cured and coming back. So it's a fact.
And I take it as a blessing, I
Yes.
take it as a blessing, because when that happened and when COVID happened, it actually humbles you down.
Yeah.
Because the law of karma, you know that yes, it is there. Kabhi kya hota na, when things are going good, your health is in good condition, whatever you want, it's going. So kabhi guman ho jata hai. We try and become too like, we are the man, Then I always take any kind of thing, not only COVID, any kind, whenever I get sick or injured or anything, it's a time for me to humble down. Yeah. I take it as the way of, God to tell us, look, I'm the boss. So please. So I always come out of it as a far more humbler person, far more connected person to God, whenever there is a sickness or an injury that I go through. And this was no different.
I've definitely agreed to this point, because the point that you mentioned, every one of us go through at this certain, in some way or the other. Yeah. And COVID is just another, you can say, a bump on the road. Yes, yeah. It's a huge pandemic, unfortunately. But just like you mentioned, koi bhi yahan pe amar nahi hai. Everyone is a mortal being. And I hope people get this point. Yes, definitely.
This COVID, we're making it a huge issue, and we think it's a medical problem. It's not a medical problem. It's a spiritual problem. Jitna hum logon ne, the kind of morality and ethically, jitna hum log kar rahe hain, everybody is greed, the काम क्रोध लोभ मोह द्वेष ईर्ष्या जो बोलते हैं, 5 चीजें जो हैं, वो इतनी, they've just grown up so much in this world. I personally feel you just bring it down, COVID will go back. No, and not only COVID, every pandemic will go back. You just bring that down to zero. It's not a medical problem. It's a spiritual problem. That's what the teaching of this ancient land called Bharat is. We got to understand this. We get that right, it will happen. It will go down immediately. Because I personally feel, you say another reason why I say, it's not because I'm an Indian. India, I always feel, has had at some point of time in the history, whatever time it was, almost all the answers to all the questions of this world. So it's just that our mistakes, or people who came from outside, they destroyed it or they took it away. I'm not getting into that. We lost it, but we had those answers. Whether it was science, whether it was spirituality, and every damn thing, we had those answers. And people in our ancient times had a principle that they gave power to responsible people. Knowledge is also a power. And it is not being distributed the way it is now. It's very nice to say that knowledge is there, available, free for everyone. But should it be? Is my question. Should we make everybody who's academically brilliant a doctor? Whether he tomorrow ends up doing all those malpractices, should we make every brilliant student a scientist? Whether he starts making a weapon for a terrorist? Should we make him a great intelligent banker, whether he starts doing big frauds? So in our days, in this country, all the knowledge was linked to first spirituality. There were no separate scientists. Rishi hi Vaigyanik hote. So everybody who had to first qualify on the principles of spirituality. That means परिष्कृत व्यक्ति सैद्धांतिक नैतिक रूप से सत्य के मार्ग पर स्थापित व्यक्ति जो होता था, उसी को ज्ञान पाने और बांटने का अधिकार होता था.
So if I may ask you, what is spirituality to you? Because when we are talking about this thing that this pandemic could be a possible reason from a spiritual thing, and of course there would be a lot of disagreements to it, which is absolutely fine, because it's a perception again.
Yes.
Right? And everyone has their own opinion. So my question to you is, what is spirituality to you?
spirituality, you see, there is something called as right, cosmic law. We keep getting wavered, idhar udhar jate rehte hain. Spirituality is all about getting back into that focus, into that zone, and following that zone. That's about it, simplified. So we are not able to follow because हम बहुत सारी विकृति अपने अंदर आ जाती हैं. So the more we purify ourselves, take those mental defilements out of all those wrongs that have gone into our system, into our mind, our body and our soul, वो जब हम निकालेंगे, we'll automatically come back to that. And the moment we are on that track, we are spiritually right. Whether we are behind or ahead is a different issue. Whether you are Buddha or the person who was serving him, a man called Anand, who used to be along with him and take care of his food, everything. Whether you are Buddha or Anand, both are spiritual in the right path. He could preach, he could write, Anand could not, but both are equally on the right path. That is what I mean to say. As long as you, and let me tell you, I've seen many Buddhas in my life.
Yes, even in the teachings.
There could be the building where you stay, you could go down and find a watchman who is absolutely leading the right path of his life.
Because Buddha is not someone's name. Buddha means the enlightened one.
Enlightened man.
Yeah.
So anyone who's living, you could find your watchman. I belong to Bihar village. In every third village, I find an old man or an old woman, absolutely perfectly evolved and right.
So when it comes to, so when we talk about this, defilements and all, so the basic thing that comes into picture is clearing your consciousness, your mindset, your kind of thinking. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. We have जो वो है ना काम क्रोध लोभ मोह द्वेष ईर्ष्या. We just need to get rid of that, and then you are bang on right. Whether you speak, whether you preach, whether you tell people, whether you don't tell people, but at the moment you get rid of these, you are bang on the right track. Whichever God, whichever form of God that you believe in, whichever form of worship that you believe in, that is about all. No God can take you. God can't help you in this. You got to get back. God can inspire you to be there. God can give you that inspiration and the guidance when you bow down to Him. But it is not that He can come. That's another wrong thing that has gone into this society in the entire world. Because as a humankind, we always looking for shortcuts in life. मिल जाए रास्ता shortcut तो क्या दिक्कत है? एक tablet खा के अगर weight कम हो जाए तो क्या दिक्कत है? क्यों करें हम सीधा रास्ता? So even in this matter of faith, people have sold us this. इस दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा पता क्या है? सुमदत्ता, इस दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा धंधा पता क्या चलता है? The biggest, सबसे बड़ा धंधा इस दुनिया में मौत का धंधा है कि मरने के बाद क्या होगा और मैं उसका मालिक हूँ.
You mean fear, डर?
नहीं, डर नहीं.
डर बेच के and
डर एक तो वो है जो जिसके बेस पे ये हेल्थ बिजनेस, मेडिकल बिजनेस, अनफॉर्चुनेटली नॉट ऑल ऑफ इट बट सम ऑफ इट. मरने के बाद आई नो कि मरने के बाद ये हो गया कि एक तो झूठ बेचा जाता है कि मरने के बाद तुम्हें ये मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, और वो मैं दिलवाऊंगा तुम्हें. आई नो द वे.
Okay.
And tell you one more thing. If any other business which is being done on this earth, वो कभी देर सवेर expose हो जाता. Because if I go for a course for anything, I go for a course to learn something, and if it doesn't work for me, I can tell you, Somdata, don't go to that person, he is a fraud. But the point is, मौत मृत्यु पर जब जाता है, हर बंदे के ऊपर जाके समझ में तो आ जाता है कि नीचे मेरा बेवकूफ बनाया है. But he can't come back.
Oh, this is a very good analogy.
He can't come back and tell people कि यार ये नीचे सारा खेल धंधा है ये. I'm telling you that because if you can believe me, I'm that one guy who's come back. And it is from that experience I'm telling you, ये नीचे सारा धंधा चल रहा है. अब your karmas and only karmas is what that can help you. Nobody can do anything else.
Yeah, that's a very powerful point. The bottom line is karma, and karma will show you what you will get and what you are doing. So it was really, I mean,
it doesn't mean you don't have to pray. I don't want people to understand that bad. It doesn't mean that you don't have to pray, you don't have to respect. It's like following the traffic law, but respecting the traffic man standing there, who is there to ensure that it works. So that doesn't mean that you don't. But if you feel that traffic wala jo hai, wo aapka rishtedar hai, so you can pass this, violate this traffic law. It doesn't work like that. Matlab, yeah, humankind, yes, it may work, but with God, it doesn't work like that. आपने पूरी जिंदगी उसके आगे सर झुकाया होगा, but once you go up, you will take out your karma book and you can keep shouting and keep pleading, look, you were the man I was like पूरी जिंदगी मैंने की है, but it doesn't matter, buddy. Here it is, your report. Please go this way.
Okay, so when people say there is no particular thing of doing it in a right way or a wrong way, you just do what suits you. You do however you see results and this and that. Would you also call that as a perception? Because just like you gave the traffic example, अगर कोई कहता है कि no, going in a traffic is a wrong thing, so let me break the traffic and go. So that is a particular rule that everyone has to follow. So do you say that?
इस दुनिया में ना, there is one beautiful thing that mankind ने invent किया is called language, and it has sorted out a lot of our problems that is created also, and people who are good at it actually end up proving whatever they want is right, but let me tell you, this thing called perception, I personally feel there are no perceptions. There's only one truth. Perceptions have to exist till the time the truth is not known, but once the truth is known, there is no scope for any perception to exist. I'll give you an example. India, we always knew that the earth is round and the sun moves around it, but in the West there was some confusion about it. So as long as they didn't know whether the sun moves around the earth or the earth moves around the sun, there was a place and scope for both the perceptions and to exist. ये है सही है कि ये सही है. But even after you've known that earth moves around, revolves around the sun, there's no scope for any other perception to exist on this.
That's so a very powerful point.
When we did not know, even then the truth was there. The truth was there that the earth moves around the sun. They didn't know in the West. But truth to tha na. They didn't know it. Even now, there are a lot of things that you and me don't know. So yes, as long as we don't know, you can have a point of view. You can have a point of view. I can have a point of view. But the moment the truth, but हम दोनों सही नहीं है, ये भी समझ लीजिए. The day the truth arrives, the man जिसका perception गलत है, he needs to just shut up. He or she doesn't have the right to speak any further.
That's a very powerful point. Just like you mentioned, right? The earth was flat and the earth was round. And बहुत सालों तक ये चला. Only when it came out that the earth is round, then it was universally accepted. And yes, you're also correct that there is always something till the time you die, and maybe even after that, there is always something that we don't know what we don't know. And that's where the perception and our opinions and everything is built based on that.
It's a very nice thing to not know. In fact, the most important thing that you should know is that you know what you don't know. There's no better knowledge than this knowledge that you know that what you don't know. And that's perfectly fine. The problem is when you start trying to find out, when I, as Manoj Kumar Sinha, try to find out what Somnath doesn't know. As long as I'm focusing on what I don't know, it's perfectly fine. This is the best thing to happen.
Self-realization or self-awareness, you can say in layman's terms.
जब हम उसमें आ जाते हैं ना कि आपको नहीं पता है और आप मुझे कह रहे हो कि आपको नहीं पता है, वो गलत है.
Then it becomes an opinion.
Then it becomes an opinion. And then फिर जिसका language articulation अच्छा है, it may necessarily not the right guy may win.
Oh, that's
there's so many examples. There's so many examples. When the पढ़ा लिखा आदमी आज से 50-60 साल पहले जब बाहर से आया होगा और गांव में गया होगा खेतों में और अपने पिताजी को या किसी को बोला होगा कि look, there's a new way of farming. We can put urea, we can put insecticide, we can put pesticide, and the old man could not have was not successful in articulating it. And this पढ़ा लिखा आदमी कॉलेज से निकल के जो आया था, he could just convince it, bulldoze his way. प्रेजेंटेशन उस टाइम में नहीं होगा, फ्लिपचार्ट डेटा इतना लेके आया होगा कि वो बेचारा चुप हो गया होगा. तो वहां सत्य हार गया. जब पहली बार किसी ने कारखाना लगाया, फैक्ट्री लगाया, and started putting industrial waste into the river, there must have been an old woman sitting around कि बेटा ये क्या कर रहा है. बट फिर उसने कुछ इकोनॉमिक्स ऐसी दिखाई होगी, क्या फायदा होगा नहीं होगा, वहां सत्य हार गया. सत्य हमेशा मतलब अंततोगत्वा तो जीतता है. नाउ वी आर ऑल रियलाइजिंग आफ्टर सफरिंग एवरीथिंग, तो अब हम जीत रहे हैं. सत्य तो अंततोगत्वा जीतता है, बट मोमेंटरली द मैन हु इज बेटर आर्टिकुलेट एंड हु इज कम प्रिपेयर्ड टू प्रूव अ मिथ, प्रूव अ फॉल्स एज अ रॉन्ग, एट टाइम्स अनफॉर्चुनेटली he wins. And that is where I say there is a requirement for a conflict. That old man should have stood up, fought. That woman should have stood up, fought, gathered people, and stopped that factory. Stopped that man from putting pesticides and insecticides and urea into the fields. That is why he shied away from conflict. That is unfortunate. And that's why conflict should happen.
This, no doubt. I mean, such powerful thoughts and such powerful, you know, expressions. You just bombarded with some of the very powerful insights, actually. So my next question to you is, what is your message to the people of this country, and not just all people, but also specifically to the youth?
Youth, please be very, very, realize this fact that you're very fortunate to be born in this country, as I told you earlier. And we need to keep this country alive and kicking, not just for India, but for the entire world. As I told you a few minutes before, that is दुनिया की सारी समस्याओं का, सारे प्रश्नों का उत्तर इसी धरती पर छिपा है, भारत की धरती में, इसके इतिहास में, इसकी संस्कृति में, इसके ज्ञान में है कहीं ना कहीं. एंड इट इज नॉट, ये किसी पुस्तकों का मोहताज नहीं है. आप उसी मार्ग पर चलेंगे, वो सत्य फिर से आ जाएगा ज्ञान. दैट इज वन रीजन. Another reason, I'll tell the youth one more very important thing. कि आजकल today the youth is very much obsessed about freedom, right? But let me tell you, the youth of this country, there has been no generation ever which has been as enslaved as you are. आपसे ज्यादा गुलाम कोई पीढ़ी ही नहीं रही है. If you want to ask me how, then look around. What are you doing? Are you handling your mobile? It is because someone wants you to do that. If you are handling a particular social media, it is because the owner of that social media platform has created it, and he wishes, and he had visualized it then, that will make all the people in this world dance to the tune of this. That is why you are doing it. Are you wearing a particular, specific way of fashion of clothes? It is because the designer of that had visualized it, and he wants you to wear it. He marketed it, and you're wearing it. Are you going to a particular brand of food? Anything. ये आपसे पहले किसी और ने कल्पना की थी कि आपको वो अपनी उंगलियों पर नचाएगा, अपनी इच्छा पर नचाएगा, और आप नाच रहे हैं. Now, how do you understand whether you are free? What you are doing is actually free out of your own wish or not? If whatever you are doing, if anybody is benefiting from it financially, then you are his slave.
How about if the person is enjoying and is okay with it?
Like, opinion है.
Yeah.
तो शराब पीने वाला भी सोचता है कि मैं enjoy कर रहा हूँ.
So that is their own perception. That is their own opinion, but they are
Everybody
happy in their life.
What he's doing is enjoying you, right? So, like your father, your ancestors, वो जब नहर में कूद रहे थे तैरने के लिए, जब वो आम के बगान में बैठे थे, पेड़ों पर कूद रहे थे, चढ़ रहे थे, उतर रहे थे, खेतों में कबड्डी खेल रहे थे, उससे किसी को कोई फायदा नहीं था. अपने यौवन में उन्होंने आजादी का अनुभव किया है. आप भी कर सकते हैं. I'm not telling you, a lot of youth today do it. There are a lot of youth who just get out of this. If what you do is not benefiting anyone, even a single paisa, then you're absolutely living a free life. The moment it is benefiting anyone a single paisa, then it is because of someone else desire that you're going through that experience, and you are not free. You are being believed. You're being made to believe that you are free, because only then you will fall into the trap, right?
And if that money comes in the economy, or helping both the parties, or maybe all the people who are involved in it, in terms of employment, in terms of all the businesses, in terms of how the entire, people, otherwise how will people earn? So what is your take on that?
I'll tell you what. I'm not an economist. बहुत ही basic नहीं, मुझे बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आती. But what I understood someday is that when you go to a fast food and buy fast food, it contributes to the economy of this country, right? When you even buy liquor, it contributes to the economy of the GDP of this country, right? GDP बढ़ता है. और ये सारा कुछ करने के बाद जब बीमार पड़ के फिर अस्पताल में जाते हैं, तो वो भी GDP बढ़ाता है. I don't know if this is what is the right way of increasing your economy. And let me tell you one more thing. Moment you link anything to economy, because we are on, I told you, we are normal, ordinary people. हम थोड़ी देर पहले spirituality की बात कर रहे थे, but we are all, हमारे पे वो काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, द्वेष, ईर्ष्या वाले विकार हम सबके अंदर हैं. So had we been evolved out of that, then yes, whatever you do is right. But because we are not, the moment you link money to everything, it is bound to get impure. जब तक किसान अपने लिए उगाता था, अपने अपने परिवार और उन लोगों के लिए जो उस पर आश्रित हैं, जिससे उसका कुम्हार, बढ़ई, नाई, लोहार, जिससे वो जो उसका वो था, जब तक उनके लिए कमाता था, शुद्ध भोजन उगाता था. द डे ही थॉट ऑफ लिंकिंग इट एज ए बिजनेस, इसमें यूरिया पेस्टिसाइड आ गया. जब तक आदमी अपने दरवाजे के आगे गाय बांधता था अपने परिवार के दूध के लिए, तब तक शुद्ध दूध होता था. जिस दिन उसने सोचा कि इससे मुझे व्यवसाय करना है, आई वांट टू मेक मनी आउट ऑफ इट, then all those injections started going into that cow and its calf, and whatever the adulteration of milk, wo to hai hi hai. The day you start linking everything in with economy is not the end all thing.
So on one hand, of course, like the point that you mentioned, of course, fast food and liquor are not good things, and people still we all are consuming it. And on the other hand, when you are also buying rice, potatoes, vegetables, because everyone can't be a farmer. And when people are actually buying them, people are also actually helping the farmers and the rural place and that. So it actually, that means, let's say I give you a knife, you will cut vegetables. But if you give that same knife to a terrorist, he will definitely use it in some other way. So that means it's not about the money. It is how we use it. Because fast food, you buy fast food, it is the person's choice, what the person is intaking and what that person is adding to the economy. You put the same amount in the potatoes, in the rice, and take it from a farmer, or you give it to for some kind of other purpose for the development of maybe a school or anything in a rural place. So it is also adding to the economy and it is helping other people. So basically, money is like the knife. It is not good or evil, but how we use it consciously, it all that matters in that aspect. So are you like, would you agree to that point, or is it what you are also thinking?
As I told you in the beginning, as I told you some minutes ago, that money is again, like we're talking about dharana ki ladai. So money is also again power, right? So again, as I told you, in this country, as we discussed about knowledge. The knowledge was power, but it was only the spiritually evolved persons were there. So as long as the money is in the right hands, it is perfectly fine. Is desh mein, you see all the gods are wearing, a lot of gold all around. So that's perfectly. It's if you can get. In fact, the man who's enlightened and spiritual and moral, I wish, hope, and pray that he gets all the money in the world, because assured hai कि उससे काम जो होगा वो अच्छा ही होगा.
So in other words, if I just have to put it, you mean to say, Jesse, when money comes to a good person, it enhances the goodness in that person. So when money goes to a bad person, it enhances the badness in that person. So basically, money acts as a catalyst and an enhancer. So basically, money is an energy. So अच्छे लोगों के पास जाएगा तो वो अच्छा ही बढ़ाएगा, right? So yeah. So okay. So that means money is an energy.
The soldier and a terrorist, right?
Yes, the same weapon.
It's the same money in a good hands or bad hands. हमने सिर्फ मनी पे रह गए. एक और बात मैं बताऊंगा, बिजनेस पे, इकोनॉमी पे बड़े बड़े लोग पढ़ाई करते हैं, एंड बट इस देश में व्यापार का दो मंत्र का एक शब्द, दो शब्दों का एक मंत्र है जो कि कैलेंडर्स में लिखा मिलता है. सो दैट नॉलेज इज सो इजीली रिटन ऑल अक्रॉस. इट इज कॉल्ड ए शुभ लाभ. शुभ लाभ लिखा रहता है. लक्ष्मी जी के कैलेंडर में आप देखिएगा शुभ लाभ लिखा रहता है. वी फॉरगॉटन द शुभ पार्ट ऑफ इट, वी ओनली रनिंग बिहाइंड द लाभ. If we just ensure that ये शुभ हो लाभ, if every man who's dealing with money, in the business of making money, व्यापारी है, industrialist है, whatever it is, just focuses that it should be shubh labh, then money is perfectly fine.
So it all comes and boils down to the perception and intention, and how, when money is coming to you, how actually you are utilizing it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Awesome. So Colonel, it was absolutely great talking to you, because there have been lots of discussions and, opinions, perceptions, that everything came out, and lots of people might agree, not agree, but thank you for sharing so clearly and communicating it so honestly and fluently, that what your thoughts are about various aspects in life, and your contribution, your work is commendable, is speechless. And I'm really honored to have this discussion with you here. So my question to you final is, how can our listeners connect with you if they want to connect? Where they can connect with you, on which social media platform or any particular
I'm
place?
yeah, I'm not very I'm there on Facebook, I'm there on Insta, I'm there on LinkedIn, and that is how one can connect. I'll see further means. I'm trying to get into this. I'm not very good at handling social media, but my friends and well-wishers told me that you need to be on this because the people need to connect to you. So I'm there on those platforms. People can connect with me, and that is about all. And those people, as I told you in the beginning, that those people who are in the creative world, I am here with 2 film scripts and a television program. If they feel that yes, they want to be the soldiers of a perception battle that works for this country, then yeah, I'm looking for such soldiers. Through your medium, I'd like to tell them.
Wow,
And
it's beautiful. Great. All the best. And yes, listeners, if you're interested, then do connect with Colonel Manoj Kumar Sinha through Facebook and
and
what are the
Facebook,
other
LinkedIn, Instagram,
LinkedIn,
everything I have.
Instagram. Yeah.
And one last is that as I told you in the parting comments, that perceptions की बात कर रहे हैं, people, all those listeners, I'm not telling I'm right. I'm not telling whatever I've told is right. But I'm sure of one thing, whether if the perception, whether it is mine or yours, in between these or either of these, the truth is only one. There are no truths. That is one. That can't be your truth. Can't be it can't, that truth cannot belong to you. That cannot belong to me. So that you must understand. We may not know what is the right way, right? So it is either. So that truth is only one, and there's no debate on that. That there is only one. Let us all agree on only on this. Satya to ek hi hai. There's only one truth. We don't know. So okay, I believe it is this, and you believe it is that. I may be wrong. You may be right. I perfectly agree to that. But whenever that truth comes around, shows to us, please have the humility to accept it and don't try to again still articulate and prove that the sun is going around the earth.
Great. Amazing. So thank you so much, Colonel. It was an absolute honor to have you on my show and have this discussion with you, and all the best for all your upcoming endeavors and all the upcoming projects that you have taken up, and publish your book soon because you have lovely poetries and keep writing more and more. So all the best in your journey, and thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank
So thank you to all our listeners as well for listening to us. This was Mr. Colonel Manoj Kumar Sinha, and who is not just inspiring but intensifying humanity to the best possible extent. So thank you so much, Colonel, once again. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.